The controversy surrounding Diddy's trial just hit a whole new level. In a shocking move, the prosecutor pulled out actual footage from one of Diddy's infamous parties. And guess who popped up on screen? Justin Bieber.
48 hours, let's go, let's just go get some girls. Let's go get some girls.
Man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about, kid.
The courtroom went silent. The judges were stunned. And now, the buzz is nonstop. What was Justin doing there, and what exactly does that video reveal? Let's break it down. The courtroom was giving absolute shook vibes when prosecutors unveiled video footage showing interactions between Sean Diddy Combs and a baby-faced Justin Bieber that had judges literally gasping. Today's deep dive is serving all the receipts on this game-changing moment that's about to flip the entire narrative of this high-profile case. As the Diddy trial continues serving major courtroom drama, the prosecution team has apparently played their ultimate reverse card, presenting what insiders are describing as seriously disturbing footage of interactions between Diddy and Justin Bieber from the early Belieber era. According to the tea from inside the courtroom, the footage had judges in their feels, with one reportedly snatching their glasses off in what can only be described as peak, "I wasn't ready for that" energy. This major plot twist is unfolding as part of the broader case against Diddy, who got arrested in September 2024, facing those felony charges that are giving serious criminal masterminds vibes, including racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The arrest has everyone doing a collective rewatch of Diddy's past relationships with young artists, with the algorithm suddenly serving up all those old Bieber interactions from 2009 to 2011 that hit different now. If you've been living under a rock, here's the backstory tea. Bieber was discovered by Scooter Braun at 14 in 2008 and quickly rose to fame under Usher's mentorship. Through Usher, who had his own mentorship from Diddy back in the 90s, baby Bieber was introduced to Diddy when he was literally still a child. This established a power dynamic that's now being scrutinized by everyone from TikTok lawyers to actual federal prosecutors. So what exactly was in this footage that had the judges absolutely gagging? While the specific content is still giving classified information energy, sources close to the case suggest it includes several interactions between Diddy and teenage Bieber that, when viewed through 2025 lenses instead of 2010 ones, are serving major red flag emojis. One of the videos that's been trending on TikTok and is believed to be part of the prosecution's evidence dump is that infamous clip titled "Justin Bieber's 48 HRS with Diddy" from 2009. This video, which was posted on Bieber's own YouTube channel back in the day, shows Diddy claiming to have custody of 15-year-old Bieber for 48 hours, planning to go buck full crazy, while Bieber mentions wanting to go get some girls. The comment section is absolutely dragging Diddy now, with everyone typing "this aged badly" in all caps.
Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that.
The prosecution's receipts likely include another video from a 2011 Jimmy Kimmel appearance that's been making the rounds on drama channels. In this clip, Diddy straight up warns Bieber not to talk about the things he does with Big Brother Puff on national TV, a moment that was giving playful banter in 2011, but is now serving major villain origin story vibes.
Talked about this last time. The Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television. Oh, apparently not. Everything ain't for everybody.
A third video that's been popping off in everyone's recommendations shows an interaction from 2010 where Diddy gifts a 16-year-old Bieber a Bad Boy Letterman jacket, while low-key grilling him about why they haven't been hanging out, with Bieber looking visibly uncomfy. The power dynamic between the industry mogul and the teenage heartthrob is giving everyone the ick when viewed through a 2025 lens.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my numbers.
The timeline of their relationship kept evolving after these early clips. By February 2014, Bieber, now 19, was attending Diddy's Atlanta parties with artists like Rick Ross and T.I., just a month after Bieber's infamous DUI arrest. In 2015, Bieber was at Justin Combs' 21st birthday bash, and Diddy was recording TikToks with Bieber drinking tequila for his 21st, claiming it was Bieber's first shot ever. Sure, Jan. The relationship continued through 2016, when Diddy gifted gifted Bieber yet another Bad Boy Letterman jacket for his 22nd birthday. The plot thickens with their most recent collab in 2023, when Bieber featured on moments from Diddy's album The Love Album, Off the Grid. Bieber described this as a full circle moment, but sources say he's now totally regretting that association and probably wishes he could unpost every pic they ever took together. What's making these videos hit different for the prosecution is how they fit into the broader Diddy allegations that are giving major criminal enterprise energy. According to the indictment that had everyone's jaws on the floor, Diddy is accused of organizing events called freak-offs, which are described as meticulously planned, drug-fueled parties involving coerced activities that were often filmed for The Vault. The prosecution is basically connecting dots between these alleged events and the Bieber interactions, and the timeline is looking super sus. According to court docs, these freak-offs were not your casual house parties. They allegedly involved Diddy's entire team booking hotel suites, arranging travel, and recruiting sex workers, with rooms stocked with a whole pharmacy's worth of substances, including ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, and ketamine. Victims were allegedly coerced through drugs, threats, violence, and career manipulation, and some events supposedly lasted multiple days with participants needing IV fluids afterward due to physical exhaustion. The most disturbing part? Diddy allegedly used recordings of these events as blackmail material, with his team helping cover everything up. Adding to the yikes factor is a resurfaced 2002 interview that's been making the rounds where Diddy casually drops comments about locks on the doors at his parties and creating environments with no air conditioning, so everybody gets more comfortable and loose. These quotes from years before his Bieber era are now getting millions of views as people try to piece together the puzzle.
Right. Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah.
rock with me, but just
right.
Check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
But here's where the story gets messier. Some receipts contradict the most viral narratives. For instance, Diddy's former bodyguard has claimed the 48 Hours video was just a promotional skit that lasted only 2 hours max, not a literal 2-day hangout. According to this source, Bieber was with friends Ryan Good and Chaz the whole time, not alone with Diddy. A Reddit detective even compiled evidence showing Bieber with his usual crew during that supposed 48-hour period, challenging the most sinister interpretations. True crime girlies analyzing the case suggest that the prosecution is in their galaxy brain era, strategically laying out evidence to establish a decades-long pattern, with the Bieber footage serving as the connecting thread. What we're seeing is the prosecution playing 4D chess, showing not just random incidents, but a whole villain arc that spans years, explains criminal defense attorney and TikTok legal analyst Sarah Reynolds in a viral breakdown of the case. The defense team is obviously in panic mode, giving major objection your honor energy about the Bieber footage. They're claiming it's giving context collapse and that there's zero criminal receipts in the videos themselves. But the judge wasn't here for that, allowing the evidence and basically saying, "I'll allow it," to establishing Diddy's alleged pattern of behavior. For Justin Bieber, this courtroom moment is serving major "your past coming back to haunt you" vibes, as private interactions from his teenage years are now getting the true crime documentary treatment in a high-profile case. Sources claim Bieber is deeply disturbed by all the Diddy drama and probably wishing he could delete those old videos like they were cringy Instagram posts. Adding fuel to this dumpster fire are claims from former Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight, who alleged in an interview that Diddy had molested both Bieber and Usher, calling it the saddest thing in the world. It's giving major tea, but it's important to remember these are third-party claims without verification, and Knight isn't exactly known for his reliability. As this absolutely chaotic courtroom moment continues breaking the internet, everyone's burning question is, how is Justin Bieber reacting to being dragged into the center of Diddy's villain arc? The answer is giving major protect my peace energy from a pop star who's been working overtime to distance himself from his messy past era. According to legitimate sources with real tea to spill, Bieber is keeping it strictly no comment about the case, neither confirming nor spilling any details about what might be happening behind the scenes. Us Weekly reports that Bieber is in his feels in a major way about the Diddy allegations, and his inner circle is basically telling him to stay in his lane and far away from the entire situation. This suggests suggests that seeing these old clips played in court is serving triggering vibes for the singer. People in Bieber's camp claim he's completely disgusted by everything coming out about Diddy, which explains why he's not jumping on Instagram Live to address the situation. The timing couldn't be worse for Bieber, who just entered his dad era after welcoming baby Jack with wife Hailey Bieber in August 2024, literally weeks before Diddy got arrested and the internet started connecting dots. This new chapter has Bieber focused on baby content and wholesome family vibes, rather than being dragged into the messiest legal drama of 2025. The bombshell reporting from IMDb on May 12, 2025, suggests Bieber has finally started opening up to friends about what he describes as a nightmare experience with Diddy. The exclusive tea, based on insider sources, indicates Bieber is privately processing these experiences, though he hasn't made any official statements. This aligns with the private struggle narrative rather than the public testimony theory that's blowing up on Twitter. But the tea is that this courtroom moment is taking a real toll on Bieber behind the scenes. Some sources spilling to the blogs claim that the stress from all this Diddy drama might be making his existing health issues worse, including his Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. That's giving serious wellness check energy and suggests Bieber is going through it while trying to keep his public image untouched. To really understand why these videos are such a big yikes moment for Bieber, we need to rewind to the origin story of their relationship, which started when Bieber was literally a child entering the shark-infested waters of the music industry. Bieber got discovered by Scooter Braun at 14 in 2008 and quickly got introduced to Diddy through Usher, who had been mentored by Diddy back in the 90s. This established a power dynamic during Bieber's most impressionable era, when he was still giving major "what do I do with my hands in photos" energy. There's major tea about the extent of their early interactions too. In October 2009, Bieber was already tweeting about producing a song for Diddy, showing how quickly he was pulled into Diddy's orbit. By February 2011, he was promoting Diddy's mixtape Love Love vs Hate Love on social media, demonstrating how their professional relationship continued to evolve. Their relationship wasn't just a one-time photo op either. Bieber was hitting up Diddy's parties by 19, attending an Atlanta bash in February 2014, and other events, eventually even collaborating on music. Their professional relationship peaked when Bieber featured on Moments from Diddy's 2023 album, The Love Album, Off the Grid. Bieber had described the collab as a full circle moment, reminiscing about pitching songs to Diddy when he was just 14. But the plot twist is that insiders claim Bieber is now in his regret era about the whole connection, and probably wishes he could unpost those old Instagram pics together faster than you can say, "this you." The messy social media discourse around this situation is getting wilder by the day. An ex-post from @JerseyGirls1 on May 8, 2025 went viral by claiming that Bieber's testimony could seal Diddy's fate, but this is giving pure fan fiction energy with zero actual evidence backing it up. Meanwhile, the only verified statement from Bieber's camp comes from a May 5, 2025 @PopCrave post, reporting that Bieber's team officially denied rumors about him testifying, calling them baseless speculation. There's some serious tea about the videos being shown in court, though. The narrative isn't as straightforward as the prosecution wants everyone to believe. For example, that infamous 48 hours video that's getting millions of views? Diddy's former bodyguard came with receipts saying this was literally just a promotional skit lasting 1-2 hours max, not an actual 48-hour hangout. An internet sleuth on Reddit even did a deep dive, providing timeline receipts showing Bieber with friends during that supposed 48-hour period. These contradictions are giving "not everything is what it seems" vibes, highlighting why it's so messy to analyze decade-old clips through a 2025 lens. The courtroom presentation strips away context faster than a TikTok editor, potentially casting normal interactions in the most villainous light possible. Legal girlies following the case point out that the defense will be working overtime to recontextualize these moments. The prosecution is serving these videos as evidence of a criminal pattern, but the defense will argue they're giving normal industry mentorship that's being mischaracterized for the drama, explains legal analyst and podcast host Marcus Thompson. The challenge is these videos exist in a gray area. They don't give definitive proof either way, but they're certainly serving uncomfortable vibes when viewed alongside the other allegations. For Bieber, who's been super transparent about his struggles with fame and mental health, the resurfacing of these videos represents a painful chapter being reopened. In a 2020 interview that's now hitting different, he got real about the challenges of child stardom, especially without proper guidance.
I mean, just think about how young I was and so impressionable. And you have everybody telling me how awesome I am at all times, you know, and like, it was just insane. And so it's like.
He dropped this metaphor that's now going viral again to describe the lack of boundaries in his early career.
It's like taking a kid and putting a kid in a room with a picnic table full of nothing but sweets.
Right.
And just saying, I'll be back in 2 days.
Bieber has also spoken candidly about his healing journey, discussing how faith helped him process trauma and build a healthier life.
It was dark, really dark. So I'm very, very grateful to have influences in my life that have played a huge part in me, seeing their relationship with Jesus and their relationship with their wives and their relationship with their kids and saying, that's what I want.
The level of concern for baby Bieber's well-being has been growing since the videos resurfaced. Fans have been leaving supportive comments on his Instagram, showing major protective energy toward him. Meanwhile, others are questioning how the adults around him allowed these interactions in the first place, with a former Playboy model dragging Bieber's parents for being MIA during his formative years in the industry. This healing arc explains why Bieber is probably in his no-comment era about the Diddy case. Revisiting potential trauma when he's focused on dad life and mental wellness would be giving major self-sabotage energy. But there's a plot twist you need to know about that the mainstream media isn't covering enough: the fake content spread. A viral video from October 6th, 2024, titled "Justin Bieber Finally Admits and Shows Proof What Diddy Did to Him Vertical Bar Parties Were Insane," claimed Bieber was providing receipts against Diddy, but Snopes debunked this completely, pointing out the video was literally labeled as speculation in its own disclaimer. Similarly, a fake AI-generated song called "Lost Myself at a Diddy Party" was circulating on TikTok, falsely attributed to Bieber, further muddying the waters between fact and fiction. As the case continues serving daily tea, Reddit has become ground zero for conspiracy theories about what went down between these two. One particularly viral thread on Justin Bieber speculates that Diddy normalized inappropriate behavior around young Bieber, but it's important to remember these are fan theories without solid receipts to back them up. A Slate article from October 2024 does a deep dive into why these conspiracy theories are spreading so fast, noting that fans have been speculating about grooming based on the 2009 video, with similar theories about Usher's time with Diddy. The article provides important context about how social media algorithms amplify the most sensational interpretations, regardless of accuracy. As this case continues serving daily drama, legal experts think more receipts might drop about Diddy's relationships with young artists, potentially including additional evidence featuring Bieber. But the full impact on Bieber's life and brand remains to be seen, and for now, he's keeping it strictly focused on my family energy, while the internet does what it does best: speculate wildly. The jaw-dropping courtroom moment featuring those Diddy and Bieber clips is just one piece of what's shaping up to be the music industry's biggest villain origin story. This case against Sean Diddy Combs is serving unprecedented legal drama that could completely reset how we view power dynamics in an industry that's been giving problematic vibes for decades. Arrested in September 2024, Diddy is facing 5 serious counts that are giving major criminal mastermind energy racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The stakes couldn't be higher. If found guilty, Diddy could literally spend the rest of his life in prison, with a mandatory minimum of 15 years just for the sex trafficking charge alone. The indictment against Diddy is giving serious criminal enterprise vibes. It accuses him of leading an organized operation involved in sex trafficking, racketeering, kidnapping, forced labor, bribery, arson, and obstruction of justice. At the center of these allegations are the now infamous freak-offs, described as meticulously planned, drug-fueled parties that Diddy allegedly orchestrated, involving coerced activities that were filmed for what prosecutors claim was his personal spank bank. According to court docs that are giving true crime podcast energy, these events were planned with scary attention to detail, with rooms stocked with all kinds of substances: ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, plus supplies and professional lighting for filming. Victims were allegedly coerced through various toxic methods, including substances, threats, violence, and manipulation of their careers or financial situations. And we've learned just how serious the raid on Diddy's properties was. During searches of his Los Angeles and Miami homes in March 2024, authorities seized drugs and over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, allegedly intended for use in freak-offs. This evidence has been admitted to the trial and is part of the massive case being built against the music mogul. The timeline of allegations against Diddy spans literal decades, starting with the bombshell lawsuit dropped by his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Cassie Ventura in November 2023. Ventura accused Diddy of a cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking, detailing horrific instances of physical abuse, rape, and coerced participation in freak-offs. While this lawsuit got settled faster than you can say NDA, it opened the floodgates for a tsunami of additional accusations. The receipts from that lawsuit were explosive, with Ventura specifically alleging that Diddy forced her to engage in sexual acts with male sex workers during freak-offs, which he filmed while masturbating, treating the encounters as a personal art project. By adjusting lighting, other lawsuits echo these claims, alleging victims were drugged and raped at these events or forced to participate against their will. Since Ventura's initial lawsuit went viral, over 80 individuals have come forward with sexual assault lawsuits against Diddy, with allegations spanning from 1990 to 2023. The numbers are absolutely wild. At least 64 accusers claim they were drugged, and at least 17 allege they were minors when assaulted. These lawsuits involve 43 women and 38 men, suggesting alleged misconduct that defies gender boundaries and spans generations. The trial, officially called United States v. Combs, which is giving HBO limited series title energy, kicked off on May 5th, 2025. As of the most recent tea, jury selection has wrapped with 12 jurors and 6 alternates in place, comprising 12 men and 6 women. Early testimony is already serving major bombshell energy, linking the alleged freak-offs to specific instances of abuse. One of the prosecution's most damning pieces of evidence so far is a 2016 video, published by CNN in May 2024, showing Combs assaulting Ventura in a Los Angeles hotel hallway, corroborating her lawsuit claims. Prosecutors allege a male prostitute was present in the room during this incident, linking it to a freak-off. This video was ruled admissible in court and has reportedly had a similar impact on the jury as the Bieber videos. In a particularly damning moment that had Twitter in a frenzy, a hotel security guard testified about witnessing Diddy assault Ventura in 2016, claiming he was offered hush money to keep quiet. The guard also spilled about a male prostitute being in the room, connecting the dots to the alleged freak-off activities central to the prosecution's narrative. What's got everyone completely shook is the prosecutors revealing they have 9 videos of alleged freak-offs, which they claim show coerced sexual acts. The Bieber videos are allegedly being presented alongside these to establish a pattern of behavior, though it's important to note that Bieber doesn't appear in any of the actual freak-off footage, according to all available reporting. Diddy, for his part, is serving full denial energy. He's pleaded not guilty to all charges, and his legal team is in damage control mode, arguing that the evidence, including those cringe Bieber videos, is being taken completely out of context. His defense, led by heavy-hitter attorneys Mark Agnifilo and Tenny Garagos, claims that any freak-off videos show fully consenting adults getting their freak on in private, with zero evidence of coercion or villain behavior. The defense team is also giving gold digger accusations about the lawsuits, suggesting they're motivated by clout and cash rather than justice, especially after New York's Gender-Motivated Violence Act expired, which had allowed older claims to be filed. They're painting Diddy as a misunderstood music icon being criminalized for behavior that was normalized in the industry. The Bieber footage reveal in court represents a major plot twist in the prosecution's strategy, attempting to connect Diddy's alleged behavior patterns across decades, including his relationships with young artists under his wing. By serving these interactions as evidence, prosecutors are suggesting the alleged exploitation wasn't just limited to random adults, but potentially extended to vulnerable up-and-coming stars. The case has the entire music industry in their feels, with comparisons being made to other fallen stars like R. Kelly and Harvey Weinstein. Everyone's questioning whether the industry's power structures enabled alleged predatory behavior to thrive unchecked for literal decades. Attorney Tony Busby has been spilling major tea, claiming multiple A-list celebrities were involved in Diddy's freak-offs, and suggesting some have quietly paid off victims to avoid getting exposed. This raises the possibility that the fallout from this case could extend far beyond Diddy himself, potentially dragging other powerful figures into the mess. For Gen Z artists currently in their come-up era, the case has highlighted the importance of having a solid squad and proper adult supervision. Those resurfaced videos of Diddy with baby Bieber have become a major cautionary tale about power imbalances between established industry players and young, vulnerable talent. Industry insiders claim changes are already happening behind the scenes, with management companies and labels establishing stricter protocols for interactions with underage artists. There's a new awareness vibe about creating safe spaces for young performers, explains music industry consultant and TikTok creator Maya Rodriguez. No one wants to be the next villain in a Netflix documentary. For Justin Bieber, the court revelations represent an unwanted blast from the past, reminding everyone of a vulnerable chapter he's worked hard to leave behind. Now focus. twist. On his husband and dad era, Bieber seems determined to distance himself from all the Diddy drama and create a healthier future for himself and his growing family. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content. Celebrity couples come and go, but somehow, these two always find a way back into the spotlight. Yep, the internet's most addictive duo is back in the headlines, and this time, it's got people losing their minds.
Hey babe, it's me. I just want to call and tell you that I love you so.
If you think what you just heard was wild, prepare to be blown away because it's nothing compared to what comes next. So grab your seat because the tea is piping hot and messy. The voicemail that started it all. I've been seeing TikToks, tweets, and Instagram posts everywhere, claiming there's some new explosive voicemail from Justin to Selena that just leaked in 2025. People are making reaction videos, creating theories, and the comment sections are wild. But here's where we need to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. According to actual info, this viral voicemail story isn't actually about anything new happening in 2025. The leaked voicemail actually refers to a 2013 incident, not something that just dropped in our laps yesterday. Let me take you back to 2013 when Selena Gomez released her album Stars Dance. If you were a Selenator back then, you probably remember the track Love Will Remember. For those who need a refresher, this breakup ballad starts with a voicemail recording that has everyone shook. The voicemail says, and I'm quoting directly, "Hey babe, it's me. I just want to call and tell you that I love you so much. I mean, can we just take a moment?" It was pure drama, and the contrast with the song's lyrics just twists the knife even more. Selena sings, "You said you loved me, I said I loved you back. What happened to that?" Talk about putting your ex on blast in the most artistic way possible. The song actually leaked 2 weeks before the album's official release on July 23, 2013, which just added fuel to the fire. Entertainment news outlets were all over this story. Billboard reported on the possibility that it was Bieber's voice, and MTV questioned if the mysterious voicemail was indeed from the Biebs. The timing couldn't have been more perfect for maximum drama, as Justin and Selena were in one of their many breakup phases at the time. But here's where it gets even spicier. There was major controversy about whether the voicemail was actually Justin's. Bieber's team went into full damage control mode and denied the voicemail was his. But why would they do that if it wasn't a big deal? Well, that's where the plot thickens. According to a source from E! Online, which was cited by The Week, Selena had actually informed Justin about using the voicemail back in February 2013. So if that's true, why would his team deny it? Was Justin caught off guard? Did he not expect her to actually use it? Or was it a PR strategy to create even more buzz around the situation? The conflicting stories created a huge divide in the media. Some outlets insisted it wasn't Justin, while others were convinced it was authentic. Meanwhile, Selena herself confirmed the song was about their relationship, adding even more fuel to the speculation fire. Let's be real for a second. This kind of personal exposure in a song is something we see artists do all the time now in 2025. But back in 2013, this was next-level tea spilling. Can you imagine if Taylor Swift had included actual voicemails from her exes in her songs? The internet would have exploded. Actually, don't give her any ideas. The impact of this voicemail inclusion was massive. Entertainment websites like HuffPost covered the leak extensively, and the story even made it to IMDb, which reported that Justin was blown away by Selena, including his voicemail in the song. The personal nature of using an intimate voicemail in a breakup song resonated with fans worldwide. It wasn't just celebrity gossip, it was relatable content that had people in their feelings. Fast forward to 2025, and it seems like history is repeating itself. People are rediscovering or misremembering this 2013 incident and thinking it's new tea. This happens all the time in celebrity culture. Old stories get recycled and presented as fresh news, especially when there's some related current drama. But before we move on, let's clear up another important detail. Some people might be wondering, if this voicemail is from 2013, why is it suddenly going viral again in 2025? Well, that's the power of social media algorithms and the never-ending fascination with Justin and Selena's relationship. Even though they've both moved on, Justin is married to Hailey Bieber, and they welcomed their son Jack Blues in August 2024, while Selena got engaged to Benny Blanco in December 2024. Fans are still obsessed with their past relationship. What's even more interesting is how this old voicemail story ties into the current drama between them. It's like the internet has a collective memory, and when new tensions arise, it brings back all the receipts from the past. The timing of this resurfacing isn't random. It's directly connected to what's been happening between Justin and Selena in recent months. I also need to address something important. This is a perfect example of how we need to be careful about what we see trending online. Just because something is going viral doesn't mean it's new or even true. Always check your sources, do your research, and don't just blindly believe what you see on your FYP. And speaking of new drama, let's get into what's actually been going down between Justin and Selena in 2025. Because trust me, it's the real reason this old voicemail story is making the rounds again. the current drama. So here's the current situation. Selena Gomez announced her engagement to music producer Benny Blanco in December 2024 after going public with their relationship in late 2023. They shared adorable photos on Instagram, and fans were genuinely happy for her. After everything Selena has been through with her health struggles, career challenges, and of course, her turbulent relationship history, it seemed like she finally found her happily ever after.
I believe that I get to marry my best friend, so...
Meanwhile, Justin Bieber married Hailey Baldwin back in 2018, and they welcomed their son, Jack Blues, in August 2024. On paper, it looks like both Justin and Selena have moved on with their lives. But have they really? That's the question that's been on everyone's minds lately, especially after Justin's recent behavior on social media. Here's where things get juicy. In early April 2025, shortly after Selena was flaunting her engagement ring on social media, Justin posted a meme on his Instagram grid and stories that raised a lot of eyebrows. The meme featured a clip from The Lord of the Rings showing Gollum inspecting the One Ring with the caption, "Girls on social media when they get engaged." Now, I don't know about you, but that timing seems a little suspicious, and I'm not the only one who thought so. Fans and media outlets immediately connected the dots and interpreted this as Justin throwing shade at Selena's engagement. BuzzFeed reported that fans accused Bieber of shading Gomez, noting comments on Reddit like, "Even if it's not about Selena, he had to know that's where people's minds would go." But wait, it gets even more interesting. Justin didn't stop there. He also shared another post featuring a video of Doja Cat with the caption, "Me acting psycho daily when I'm just a sweet, cute, innocent girly who crashes out sometimes." Fans immediately linked this to his reaction to Selena's engagement as well, suggesting he was having some kind of breakdown over the news. The reaction on social media was wild. On X, formerly Twitter, fans were going off with comments like, "Justin Bieber going crazy because of Selena's engagement? Karma is real." And "Justin Bieber going crazy over Selena Gomez engagement wasn't in my 2025 Bing card." The Economic Times even quoted fans saying things like, "This is the first time I've seen a post of his and thought, oh, that could be about Selena." And "Why is he shading Selena Gomez at his big age? He needs to log off." What makes this whole situation even more intriguing is Justin's silence on the backlash. He hasn't addressed the speculation at all, which according to the Economic Times, has only fueled speculation. Was this a passive-aggressive jab at an old flame? Or just poor timing? You know what they say, sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Adding to the drama, there have been concerns about Justin's mental and physical health. At Coachella in April 2025, he appeared spaced out and thin, which raised alarms among fans and media outlets. There were also reports of him acting manic, not sleeping, and hardly eating. Some have speculated that his behavior could be linked to personal struggles, potentially made worse by Selena's engagement news. What's Selena's reaction to all this drama? Well, she seems unbothered. She was spotted on the set of Only Murders in the Building in April 2025, looking absolutely stunning and focused on her work. Neither she nor Benny have directly addressed the controversy, appearing to concentrate on their relationship and careers instead, according to the Economic Times. Meanwhile, Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco seem blissfully unaffected, continuing to focus on their music and future together. If they've noticed the chaos, they're certainly not engaging with it. And honestly, good for them. Living your best life is the ultimate revenge, if that's what this is about. Adding another layer to this saga, Selena and Benny are reportedly working on an upcoming album titled I Said I Love You First, which is rumored to feature personal lyrics possibly referencing Selena's past with Justin. If this is true, it could explain some of Justin's recent behavior. Maybe he got wind of the album and is preemptively reacting. Or maybe he's just in his feelings about his ex moving on for good. All of this brings us to the million-dollar question. Does Justin still have feelings for Selena after all these years? While there's no direct confirmation from the man himself, the timing and nature of his social media posts have led many to speculate that he might be struggling to fully move on. Fans have been quick to point this out, with comments like, "He's been married for 8 years and has a child at home to take care of, but still shading his ex on Insta story," suggesting a perceived inability to let go. The Economic Times even frames it as part of the Selena-Justin saga remaining pop culture's most lingering love story, with fans dissecting every post, like, and lyric. But there's another angle to consider here. Justin's marriage to Hailey might not be as picture-perfect as their Instagram feed would have us believe. There have been reports of tension in their relationship, with insiders claiming Hailey has been struggling with Justin almost since the start of the marriage, and friends advising her to leave due to his unacceptable behavior. This context complicates the interpretation of his posts. Are they really about Selena, or are they a reflection of broader personal struggles? Is Justin using Selena's engagement as a distraction from his own marital issues? Or is this all just speculation and coincidence, and we're reading too much into social media posts as we tend to do in this digital age? The plot thickens even further with reports from fans that Justin liked and then unliked a photo of Selena and Benny kissing. Although it's worth noting that fake images are easy to create online, so this claim should be taken with a grain of salt. Still, if true, it adds another layer to the ongoing drama. What's particularly fascinating about this whole situation is how it demonstrates the power of social media in keeping celebrity narratives alive. Even though Justin and Selena broke up for good in 2018 and have both moved on with their lives, their past relationship continues to captivate the public imagination. Every interaction, or lack thereof, is an unresolved feelings. As the Economic Times puts it, but the internet, it never forgets, or lets go. And with fans continuing to dissect every post, like, and lyric, it seems that even in 2025, the Selena-Justin saga remains pop culture's most lingering love story. And honestly, they're not wrong. Why we can't stop watching: the cultural impact. When you think about it, the Jelena relationship officially ended in 2018. That's 7 years ago, people. In that time, both Justin and Selena have built entirely new lives. Justin married Hailey Bieber, has a child, and has released new music. Selena has focused on her acting career with Only Murders in the Building, launched her successful makeup line Rare Beauty, been open about her health struggles, and is now engaged to Benny Blanco. By all accounts, they've moved on, so why can't we? The answer lies in what this relationship represented to so many people. Justin and Selena weren't just any celebrity couple. They were the ultimate teen dream couple that grew up in the public eye. They started dating when Justin was 16 and Selena was 18, right as Justin was becoming the biggest pop star in the world. Their relationship coincided with the rise of social media as we know it today, making them one of the first couples whose entire relationship played out online. For many millennials and Gen Z, Justin and Selena's relationship was the backdrop to their own coming-of-age stories. When they were going through their first heartbreaks, Justin and Selena were breaking up and getting back together in spectacular public fashion. Their relationship became a reference point for an entire generation's understanding of love, heartbreak, and the messiness of growing up. This explains why the old voicemail from 2013 can suddenly go viral again in 2025. It's not just about the voicemail itself, it's about what it represents. A time-stamped artifact from a relationship that many people invested in emotionally. It's nostalgia, it's drama, and it's a reminder of a time when things seemed both simpler and more intense. The Economic Times perfectly captures this phenomenon, but the internet, it never forgets or lets go. And with fans continuing to dissect every post, like, and lyric, it seems that even in 2025, the Selena-Justin saga remains pop culture's most lingering love story. It's a testament to the power of parasocial relationships, the one-sided emotional connections we form with celebrities who don't know we exist. What's particularly fascinating is how Justin and Selena themselves seem to have contributed to keeping this narrative alive, whether intentionally or not. Throughout their careers, both have released music that fans have interpreted as being about each other. Justin's Sorry and Love Yourself, Selena's Lose You to Love Me, and The Heart Wants What It Wants. All these songs have been dissected for references to their relationship. Even as they've moved on to new relationships, the shadow of Jelena has followed them. When Justin quickly got together with Hailey after his final breakup with Selena, the internet exploded with theories and accusations. Every time Selena released new music or Justin made a public appearance, fans would look for signs about how they were feeling about each other. This brings us to the present situation with Justin's reaction to Selena's engagement. Whether his social media posts were actually about her or not, the immediate assumption by fans and media alike that they were shows just how primed we are to continue this narrative. We want there to be unresolved feelings and lingering drama because it keeps the story going. There's also something to be said about the role of health and personal struggles in this narrative. Both Justin and Selena have been open about their mental health challenges. Selena has dealt with lupus, kidney transplant, and bipolar disorder, while Justin has discussed his struggles with depression, anxiety, and past substance use. These personal battles have added depth and complexity to their public personas, making fans feel even more invested in their well-being and happiness. When Justin appears spaced out and thin at Coachella, or when reports emerge of him acting manic, not sleeping, and hardly eating, it's not just gossip. It's part of a larger narrative about his journey that fans have been following for years. The same goes for Selena's public resilience in the face of health challenges and relationship setbacks. Another factor that keeps this relationship in the public consciousness is the contrast between how Justin and Selena have handled their post-breakup lives. Selena has been increasingly focused on her mental health, career diversification, and philanthropy, presenting an image of growth and self-actualization. Meanwhile, Justin has had more public struggles, from health issues to reports of marital problems. This contrast feeds into a narrative that many find compelling, the idea that one person moved on successfully, while the other still carries the weight of what could have been. It's a storyline that resonates with anyone who's ever wondered what if about a past relationship, or who's experienced the complex emotions of seeing an ex thrive after a breakup. The timing of Selena's engagement announcement also plays into this narrative perfectly. December December is often a time of reflection, and announcing a major life change at the end of the year naturally invites comparisons to the past. When Selena shared her engagement news, it wasn't just a happy announcement. It was symbolically closing the door on her past, including her relationship with Justin. If Justin's posts were indeed reactions to this news, they tap into something deeply relatable: the complicated feelings that can arise when someone who was once a significant part of your life reaches a major milestone without you. Even if you've moved on yourself, as Justin has with marriage and fatherhood, there can still be a complex emotional response to seeing an ex take such a definitive step forward. The power of social media in amplifying and perpetuating this narrative cannot be overstated. Platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok allow fans to create and share content about Justin and Selena, keeping their relationship alive in the cultural conversation. Fan accounts dedicate themselves to documenting every potential interaction or reference, creating a constantly evolving archive of the Jelena saga. This is exemplified by incidents like the claim that Justin liked and then unliked a photo of Selena and Benny kissing. Whether true or not, the mere possibility of such an interaction is enough to spawn dozens of TikTok videos, Twitter threads, and Instagram posts analyzing what it could mean. There's also something to be said about how this relationship has become a projection screen for our own experiences with love, growth, and closure. When we see Justin potentially reacting to Selena's engagement, we're not just witnessing celebrity drama, we're seeing a reflection of universal human experiences. Who hasn't wondered about an ex's reaction to their happiness, or felt complex emotions upon seeing someone from their past move on definitively? This brings us to an important point about celebrity culture in general. The relationships we follow aren't just entertainment, they're modern mythology. They're stories we tell ourselves about love, success, failure, growth, and redemption. Justin and Selena's relationship has become one of these cultural touchstones, a reference point against which we measure other celebrity relationships and sometimes our own. As we move further into 2025, it's likely that the Justin and Selena saga will continue to evolve. Selena's upcoming album with Benny, titled I Said I Love You First, may contain lyrics that fans interpret as references to her past with Justin. Justin may continue to post cryptic content that sparks speculation. Their paths may cross at industry events, creating new moments for fans to dissect. But regardless of what happens next, what's clear is that the cultural impact of their relationship extends far beyond the actual time they spent together. In many ways, Jelena has transcended Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez as individuals to become a phenomenon of its own, a story we collectively tell and retell, finding new meanings and connections with each iteration. And with that, we've come to the end of this deep dive. For more juicy content like this, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and check out the cards showing on your screen for more videos. Don't forget to comment your thoughts below.